Nott is just humping the air. I told you I'm not good at animating things. Hey there, I'm Julia, and you may know me from videos such as the ones on my YouTube channel, and probably nowhere else. Today, I'm starting a new project, and I have decided to turn Critical Role into a little video game. And by Critical Role, I mean the second campaign of the Dungeons & Dragons live stream show that is Critical Role. If you are not familiar with Critical Role, I highly recommend you check it out. Just go catch up on the latest 200 hours or so of the most recent campaign and then come back and... No, just kidding. It's not a prerequisite, but it's a very cool live stream, Twitch stream, Dungeons & Dragons fantasy story, also podcast, also comic book, also soon to be animated series. So I thought I would demonstrate my love for Critical Role and turn it into a little video game. So here we go. I decided to start by making the character Nott. Nott is a goblin rogue with a crossbow, and I made the art the same way I make the art for all my other videos if you've seen them. I do watercolor painting to make art, and so I paint Nott. I paint all the body parts separately so that I can put them together in the editor and animate it later on, so I don't have to like paint a full body and break it apart and put it back together. And yeah, so I think it turned out okay. It'll be a 2D side-scroller style game, though I'm not 100% sure on the game dynamic that I plan on building. I've had a couple ideas. Do we do side-scroller? Do we do fighter? Or do we do like some kind of RPG style where you have encounters and turn-based? I mean, that would probably make the most sense, but I don't know. I'm open to ideas, so if you have any thoughts about how we can turn some kind of 7-player, 7? 8? 9? I do know that just to start, I'm gonna have each player have 3 attack abilities: a melee attack, a range attack, and a spell casting attack. So for Nott, for example, I was gonna make her range attack would be the crossbow, so shooting a crossbow bolt. The melee attack will be her dagger, which she doesn't use very often, but it's good to have something up close. And the cast attack, I think I'll make hideous laughter. So basically you can target an enemy and cast a spell, and then that enemy will get affected. So I think I'll do those 3: range, melee, and cast for each character. I really hope I can collaborate with the critter community, the game dev community, the Dungeons & Dragons community. There's so many awesome nerdy communities out there with so many good ideas for things like video games and mechanics. We can all come together and build this together, because why not? So after painting Nott, I threw her into Unity, which is the game engine that I'm using. It's free. If you're interested, you can get it yourself. And I put her form together in the game. I took a sprite or an asset that I built for my other game that I'm working on, and I just threw it in there as well. So there's some nice grass on the ground, and I gave it kind of like an edge detector collider so that the player can land on it. And then I took the script that I wrote for a player controller to have her move around. Again, I built that in a previous video. I'll link it down below if you're interested in how I built it. So I got her in the world and moving around pretty quickly, but as you can see, there's no animations really at all yet. So after that was working, and the jump action was working fine, everything looked pretty good, so I started animating her. And animation is not my strong suit at all. So I came up with some really interesting things I was trying to get like, you know, the fighter stance where the fighter kind of like rocks back and forth, like in a fighting game. Usually they're kind of like rocking back and forth. I was trying to do that for Nott. It just looked like she's humping the air. So I just dropped that idea for now. I probably might reintroduce the humping action later. But I think for now I just animated her so she looks like she's just standing there and breathing, which is a little bit more natural for a humanoid creature. So next I'm animating the walk, which again, I'm really not good at animation. Please bear with me. I think it looks good enough. That's like the whole motto of this game is good enough. So I get her to walk and I get that animation also to happen while she's walking, and then when she's not walking, she is idle, and that's just generally how these things work. Okay, I got Nott's running, walking animation done, and I'm trying to figure out which speed to set her at. It sounds like she runs really fast, so I sped it up to like speed 10. So she's like, it doesn't look that great, but it's kind of funny. I don't know, what do you think? Should I make her run fast, or should I keep it at something like, you know, I think 6 looked kind of normal. Even that's a bit fast. What do you think? What speed should she run at? And then I also have to animate the jump. So the jumping up animation and then the landing animation. So that's 2 more animations that eventually I got to work. One more thing that I did that I forgot to mention is I had a bunch of plant life paintings that I had done, and so I just cut them out and threw them in just to give the background a little bit more volume. So I think it looks pretty good for now. And then finally I just did one attack animation because it's a lot. So I did her crossbow shoot animation because it's the most basic one for her. It's the one she uses the most, and I thought it'd be really good to have that built. For this video, I'm not building all 3 of the attack mechanics that I mentioned because it takes a long time to do, and I want to sort of do this across many videos. So my plan is each video I put will be a new character that I paint and animate, and then I will additionally have some more game mechanics that become available as I go through, because it's a process. Okay? So here's the final showcase of what I made. I ended up doing more animations than I said I would, but I think it looks super cool. This is the crossbow animation, so I have shooting while idle, and then I have shooting while running. I shoot when I click. Click is shoot, so I have the bullet coming out or the arrow, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. And I also made an entirely separate animation sequence for running and jumping and idling without a crossbow, so she's not just holding her hands right up to her face. I hope you will stay with me on this journey of making the Mighty Nein video game. I don't even know what to call it. I hope I can get everyone's input on cool mechanics to add, like all this cool stuff. I don't know, there's so many options. Oh, I'm so excited to make this, honestly. This has been something that makes me like feel bubbly on the inside. The other game that I'm working on, I love it, and it's been my project for the past year in teaching myself how to do this. So I will still be releasing videos about the game that I started. I have already done so much cool stuff for that, and I have so much more planned for that as well. But I just couldn't say no to this like excitement in my belly about this Critical Role game. Like, I don't know, when the thought came into my head, I just got so excited and I had to start it. I just had to, so. Let's see if I could do all this at once. I have faith, I have faith. Okay, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot for getting my work discovered. I really appreciate everyone who's come on board my channel so far. It's such a joy. I could not have expected this kind of response a year ago when I started. So thank you, everyone. And I have lots of links. I have a website, I have all this cool stuff in the description below. If you can check it out, that would be cool. If not, that's cool too. Okay, love you very much and see you. Mwah!